Well, I'm back. I used this thin little tool. It was left over from a wedding that I did, that I got to kind of make just little balls of netting to stick in my flower arrangements, and it worked perfectly for the bird bath. I tied one little strip of that. It's 6 inches wide, but I cut a strip that went all the way around the bird bath, and I covered over just that little area. You can barely see the netting there, and I tried to just tie it on there tight, and then I pulled the moss apart, so I made a nice neat little row, and I tucked it with the root side to the bird bath right underneath that edge, pretty much all the way around. And then I tried to make sure that water was running over it all the way around. And I need to make sure that that happens because the moss will only grow if it gets wet and gets light. So I am going to double check that before I go in and leave it to itself. But I did the top 2 rows because that was all I had moss for. And then was able to make a little row all the way around. So I had put some sphagnum moss before on there. It's that kind of brown, ratty looking moss. It didn't turn green. I've seen some people put it in their aquariums or pet, like reptile aquariums, and it is turned green. And I gave this most of the summer and all winter, and it definitely hasn't turned green, but I thought maybe this moss, the good moss roots, would kind of be able to grab hold of that, and it might help it get a start hanging on. So I'm eager to see what it does. I don't know how long it takes for it to kind of grab hold of a surface like that, but my neighbor told me that if I put that over it, it would grow right through it, and that would just help hold it secure. So that is what we're doing, and I'm going to see how long it takes for the moss to grow through that netting and just totally take over that little groove around there like it's supposed to be. And then when I get some more, we'll fill in this bottom one. That'll be pretty. Anyways, sure look pretty in the pictures my son took of the trees in Hawaii. They're palm trees, and as they split like that and go up the tree, moss was just growing right under that edge on the trees all the way up, and it just looked really pretty in the sun. Bright green against that light off-white and tan and whatever. So we will see if we can get that captured. Be good at it, I'll make some more. I just needed moss to make it work, and that takes time to grow. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see this turn really green and just grow right on through that net in record time. And other little plants don't take long, so it is out in the sunshine every day if there's sunshine. So I might take some of those dead branches out of there and put them in the recycle bin. I know the birds will miss them, but our bird bath will get more sunshine. So that's the plan, and you have a great day, and we'll keep tabs on this. And and let you know how it's doing. Anyway, if you have a rock or a fountain or a bird bath or something that you would like some moss to grow on, no, it just needs some oxygen, but it also needs the water to flow over it. It needs to be able to kind of keep moist, so it needs water. At least this kind of moss does. And yeah, some tulle or cheesecloth. The neighbor told me you could just put it on there. Saw a video online where they took like the tooling cloth, laid it down on the table, and then they took some of this moss, just a thin layer of it. They put the grain side toward the tooling, and then they put a nice little, a rock, whatever size they wanted to, as long as the moss covered it. And then they just pulled the tooling up tight on the back of it and tied it tight and turned the rock over. And that was how they made moss-covered rocks. And so a person could always do that and put that in a bird bath. And that'd look really cool. So, yeah, I would just probably at a nursery where they sell pond stuff. Maybe you might be able to get some of that kind of moss. I'm going to check around here. But, yeah, I'm eager to see this change. I've been looking for this kind of moss all year, and I found some up in the mountains, but I couldn't find the owner to ask for some, and didn't want to swim the river to get it off the hillside beside it. So I have waited, and my neighbor brought a little tray over as he cleaned his little pond, so that's cool. His little waterfall. He has a lot of moss, but he said it was making the water, it was growing so thick it was making the water flow in the wrong spot, so he had to trim some moss off. So I got it free. Anyways, have a great day, and thanks for watching these videos. I'm so sorry it's been so long. Taking my husband to the doctor and waiting for this examination and waiting for them to wrap up his case, and being able to find enough jobs to help pay the rent. My channels, though I love taking pictures and sharing them with my friends, I don't have enough viewers and I don't have enough subscribers yet to get paid for anything, so it's a labor of love for my friends. And unfortunately, when I run out of rent money, I have to go find a paying job, and that definitely takes time. And having those little pine cones that I filled with suet for the birds, it brought the starlings in, and the day that those cedar waxwings showed up was the day that the starlings migrated back into the neighborhood along with the robins and the cedar waxwings. They all kind of traveled together. And so when they came through, and I had just figured before when they came through, they went away, and they must have been going north the first batch, and these must have been coming back to our area because they found the suet pine cones and they drove all the birds out of my yard. And oh man, for the better part of a week and a half, most days there hasn't been hardly any birds in our yard because the starlings were just fighting over the food and in the trays and throwing their food everywhere. And then I'd got a bag of bird seed that was mixed, supposedly for all kinds of songbirds. I got it online on Amazon, and it said that a lot of people bought it, and it was a 20-pound bag of bird seed, but it had so many fillers in it that the birds weren't eating 90% of the food. which was a total waste. And so I had to kind of run that through a sieve. Sorry, that plane's a little low, flying in a direction they don't normally go over our house. Anyways, I ran the seed through a sieve and took out all the fillers, a lot of the millet, and a lot of the corn that's littler. They weren't eating any of that. They were eating sunflowers out of it, and little bits of corn and maybe a few peanuts if they were here and there. But the rest of it, they were not. Most of them weren't touching. So the rest of that seed got thrown in the trash. And I don't really have money to throw in the trash, but it got thrown in the trash. And then I bought, well, I had somebody bring my groceries to me from Walmart, and I ordered sunflower seed kernels, and where they chop them and they call them sunflower chips. And it was supposed to be just a bag of those because all the birds love those. And they decided to swap that out for a porch and patio mix that has peanuts and sunflower seeds and I don't know, maybe pumpkin seeds and some peanuts. But anyways, it's all seeds that they usually eat. It's just not targeted for the songbirds. Blue jays will eat the peanuts and doves will eat peanuts. And all the other chickadees and finches and house finches and sparrows and just trying to think, nuthatches, all those other little birdies, they like the sunflower chips. So anyway, hopefully they will find that I have fixed their food and cleaned out all of their little food baskets and trays. These little baskets, I dump everything out, clean it out, all the holes. This one up here, cleaned everything else out, all the old stuff, and put in all new seed, and took out the stuff that attracts just the starlings. They might be pretty and have a lot of colors, but they are obnoxious. And safflower seeds, they won't eat. So if you ever get too many starlings, replace the sunflower seeds with safflower seeds. Boy, I can't talk this morning. Well, I can. I just can't say what I want to say. Anyways, replace all of those sunflower seeds with safflower seeds, and you won't have a big problem. So I am gonna head in. You can see the wind is getting a little aggressive. I put one camera over there, right behind that bird bath in the tree. My little thick 360-degree camera. Standing up there. But the wind is blowing so much that the birds kind of are, my guess is they're in a pine tree or a blue spruce, somewhere where they can hang out without getting blown out of it. And yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get some pictures of the chickadees up there in the bird bath. And hopefully that camera won't blow over. No harm will come to it. I could use some of this tool, I think, and tie it to the tree there. Might do that. Just to make sure. And if they show up, then we'll get some pictures. Don't know what the weather's gonna do today. It said something about rain, so I'll have to keep an eye on it. sometimes the birds just wait till I go inside. So now that I'm done with my bird bath project, I am going to go inside and leave the little birdies alone. So we'll see if we get some pictures of them. If not, we'll try again on another day when the wind isn't whipping. Have a great day. Bye-bye. I appreciate all of you.